For every point in history, science and technology was different from what we know now as it continues to develop and evolve. With this, science and technology provided media and the ways it affects society to evolve as well. Media is defined as the main means of mass communication. This means media provides trade, networking, and general interactions that which forms a community and are the reasons for how the world learns to coexist. Trade between two people, two companies, service, or goods for currency. Media paves the road for a way of living, a source of income, jobs.
The strength of an interpersonal tie is the combination of the amount of time, the emotional intensity, the intimacy, or mutual confiding, and the reciprocal services which characterize a tie. Family friends who had frequent face-to-face interactions and had long-term relationships that generated trust and traded goods and services with one another were defined as strong ties. Weak ties are formed between people who have short-term and infrequent interactions. Though there is less trust compared to strong ties, this is preferred because there are fewer obligations to the parties involved. One party does not need to do what was requested by the other, which often happens in strong ties, as both parties there feel obligated to do whatever was commanded to not have their trust questioned. Weak ties are also able to connect members of differing small groups, which in turn allows ideas, influences, and information that are socially distant from an individual to reach them, and eventually allows the unsupervised exchange of ideas. The removal of the average weak tie would do more damage to transmission probabilities than would do that of the average strong one. If we were to spread information, that would more likely travel faster if passed on by weak ties, as whatever is to be diffused can reach a larger number of people. If one tells a rumor to a strong tie or a close friend, then the information will most likely be passed on to shared strong ties or own social cliques, which will keep the information in a closed circle. Therefore, weak ties are beneficial when traversing news, ideas, and so on. In old media, often the people with most connections are the most powerful, as they continue their legacy by providing their children with the advantage of guaranteed careers within the family business or family friends through weak ties. This way of old media proves to be very unfortunate to people who are not born rich, as their ties are limited to the non-wealthy and or their strong ties with limited connections, creating and continuing the inequality of wealth.
So what is new media and how does it affect professional advancement? Today, the means of communication has evolved with science and technology. People are able to connect with other people from great distances in an instant, a direct form of communication. New media has been incorporated into everyone's lives in many ways, apparent or not. New media indeed facilitates weak ties because it allows us to connect people in networks that are otherwise not connected. Social media is what allows the articulation of social ties and continued awareness both online and offline. Due to the opinions and daily activities of community members, the nature of community has changed. As urbanization came into the picture, community was not necessarily lost or saved as a result of the transformations that came with mobility. Mobility has liberated people from the dense bonds of traditional community, but they have continued to find companionship and support in sparsely knit networks.
All in all, weak ties have always been more preferable in professional advancement of individuals. Recently, the nature of weak ties have shifted due to the emergence of new media and its positive and negative effects of new media on society. New media made people to have less strong ties with less proximity and face-to-face interactions, while increasing weak ties with how it connects people from different groups much faster. It can be said that new media has helped with professional advancement because of its contributions to increasing weak ties.